John Cena is the GOAT. That is what Triple H took around about 67 years to say at the start of this week's episode of Raw. But listen, John was in his hometown of Boston for the final time as an active in-ring performer. And what we should have done is exactly what we did do. It was just flowers and love and cheer. And John Cena, you're the best person ever. And we love you so much. And we do. It was actually quite sad in many ways. But also what WWE did decide to pull the trigger on, I just tell you, my friends, made me feel warm and fuzzy in my tub. Also, hello and welcome to Raw Ups and Downs, the only wrestling review show you need. In short, if you can't be asked to watch Raw or any pro wrestling, I, Simon the Bald Idiot, will tell it to you. And of course, we have the finger of power. And if I like something, we give it an up. And if I don't like something, we give it a down. We also have dumb t-shirts you can buy on Pro Wrestling Tees. Or you don't have to do that. But as for now, get straddled. What that means, let's go through Monday Night Raw. John Cena did arrive after all of this and basically started to tell us what he is going to do during his final match on December the 13th at Sunday Night's main event, because he's always said he wants to give back to the business and he wants to leave wrestling in a better place than he found it. So it's actually going to be whoever wins the final of the John Cena The Last Time Is Now The Last Time tournament. And it's going to be a bunch of matches of NXT dudes taking on main roster dudes. And I actually quite like that. When you think about it, that could probably be a pay-per-view we do every year. Like, if you think John Cena is the GOAT, and he's certainly in the conversation to say the least, why can't we have a show every December that's called John Cena Time? Don't call it John Cena Time. Well, that's what we do, and maybe if you have a great performance, you get called up. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that, but there's something to it. If nothing else, it just gives the next generation a massive stage to make their name. When, of course, Dominik Mysterio interrupted. He's like, listen, Triple H, are you going to do anything about Rey Mysterio? That dickhead interrupted me last week. Because if anybody should be interrupting old men, it's me. Now, one, that is a really weird thing to say. Why do you want to interrupt old men? But two, of course, he was also taking a shot at Juan Cena. John Cena then tried to speak, but Dominik actually sent into the corner like he was a child, because I haven't even peeked yet, and I'm better than you, John. When Cena said the words we all want him to say, fine speech, and yep, he just ripped Dominik Mysterio a new one, although the cusp of it was, listen, I'm in my hometown, I'm super buzzed, I'm super pumped, you don't want none of this, because tonight I am invincible. So he's become Highlander. Now, this is never going to happen, but given what was about to go down, I would actually now have the rematch of Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena on his final night. But otherwise, Triple H is like, well, there's a lot of testosterone in this room, so you know what, Dominik? You just said the words, I will defend my IC title anywhere, anytime. Well, now is anywhere. Now is anytime. Yep. We went right into John Cena versus Dominik Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. I was like, it's a good start to Raw. Now, Dominik Mysterio jumped him instantly, of course, and he was using Rita the Ring Post and all of our wrestling friends, especially after he tried to leave. But you just knew what was going to go down here, and that's what built the anticipation. Sometimes, no matter what the medium, you want to be able to go, I know what's coming, and then you do get to experience it. And listen, in terms of the match itself, it was basically like a house show from 2008. They didn't do nothing, but they didn't have to do nothing, because Dominik Mysterio is over, and John Cena is massively over, so you could just put your butt on the chair and enjoy it. We also did the Eddie Guerrero spot where Dominik Mysterio got the chair and bammed it on the floor and threw himself to the mat, and John was like, listen, I was around when Eddie Guerrero was here, so he did it too, but that was just a barrel of laughs. And later on, the referee got pumped, and John Cena replied to the STF, and as soon as Dom tapped out, John went, yes. Yes, I've done it. I was like, John, you have been wrestling for 20 years plus. Even you know you have to hear the bell first. It's very funny. The whole time as well, Cena had been going for AAs, and he finally hit one after Dominik tried to smash him with the title. But of course we got a 1-2-ooh, because the first AA never works. When Dominik was able to turn it round, he got the 619. He went for the splash of the frogs. I think when he landed, he must have hit John Cena's I'm not going to sell that button, because he hoisted the condom up. He gave him an AA. He got the 1-2-3. Obviously, he's just become a Grand Slam champion because John Cena's never won the Intercontinental Championship before, and this place went absolutely crazy. If you were going to watch nothing else from this Raw, watch John Cena's entrance when he first comes out and watch the pop for this. I mean, it will change your life. So it's just so damn simple. And again, if we go with the headlines, John Cena just wins the championship that he has never won in front of his hometown fans. And in terms of his last match, he can either retire with this title, much as we did with Sting in the AEW Tag Team Championships, or somebody can beat him for it, and that person can be like, I'm going to become a big deal in 2026, because not only am I the IC champion, but I just beat John Cena. Doesn't just get an up, it gets a golden up. This was just so much fun. And you didn't like it, more power to you. It's totally up to you to decide what you do enjoy. But I also think you're crazy in terms of what WWE likes to do. It's basically perfection. 180 we had after this as well, because LA Knight was cutting one of those Netflix promos saying, I'm going to win the John Cena tournament, when WWE cut him off. That's right, we went to black halfway through his promo. So there have been a lot of conspiracy theories on social media recently. I don't think they're about to calm down. Also, I don't think LA Knight is in War Games either. Something's going on. WWE moved past it instantly though, because John Cena was then backstage celebrating with all the baby faces, including Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes, who also got a massive reaction. I was kind of a bit like, just end the brand split, man. Even seeing on Cody Monday nights, that was gibberish. Even seeing Cody on Monday nights just felt really exciting and fresh. And I'd also do away with the other World Championship. What do I know? I couldn't even keep my hair. We also carried on the Cena love as well, because it was time for our first match in the John Cena The Last Time Is Now. Wait, what time is it? The Last Time Is Now tournament. And it was Rusev versus Damien Priest. Now listen, this felt super fresh like bread. I don't think I've ever seen them fought before, so I enjoyed that. And of course, Damien Priest came out with this massive wound over his eye after Aleister Black had burned him. This was so pro wrestling. He came out, he may as well had a sign that said, everyone look at my eye. My eye hurts. If I lose this match, it may have something to do with my eye. Well, I was actually super happy because I predicted this, although my predictions for the actual bracket for the tournament are terrible, and I got it all wrong, so it's always I do balance out. And really, Rusev just kicked Damien Priest's ass for a long time when Damien was able to come back with a crossbody, when Rusev just went poop. He raked Damien Priest right in the eye. And I guess the referee was fine with this. He hit the match kick, which of course also goes after your pupil, and he just pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. Now listen, come 2026, we got to get cooking with Priest again, because we have called him off. But I thought this did a world of good for Rusev. I was like, man, what a tough guy. So it did kind of feel easy, all things considered. But because it is the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament, the stakes just feel massive. So I found this very easy to buy into, giving it up. We were then backstage again, and apparently AJ Styles and Dragon Lee think Adam Pearce is their dad or something. Well, he thinks they're dad, because he was all like, oh, hello, tag team champions. Have you come up with a name yet? It's like, why can't they just be AJ Styles and Dragon Lee? And Dragon Lee said they could be called Dragon con Estilo, which I probably pronounced wrong, and that means dragons with style. AJ are just like, nope, I don't like it. It's like, why are we having this discussion now? You had 7 days. This thing got even funnier because Maxine Dupree walked in, and Adam Pearce was like, oh, are you ready for Becky Lynch? And Maxine went, yes, but no. I was like, oh, for goodness sake. This conversation is going to go on for ages. But actually, Maxine made a great point. She was like, I am training, I'm putting in the time. But the truth is, you can never be ready for something like that kind of opportunity. So you just have to throw yourself in. That's true. It's a very, very good thing to put out there. So it is happening next week in Madison Square Garden. And I think a big return is coming. Lynch then teleported out of nowhere too and just punched Maxine right in the face, which made me giggle. I tell you, this is probably going to set some people off. But when we get to Wrestlers of the Year, I do believe I'm going to throw Becky Lynch right in it. The stories kept on coming too, because out came angry CM Punk, given what had happened to him last week. He was like, Logan Paul, you walking piece of garbage. Of course you're going to interrupt me, because this is essentially the opening Raw promo, even though we've had an opening Raw promo. So let's just get it done because I want to fight. I don't even want to give you a title match because you don't deserve it, but I will punch you in the nose. He also said he was going to take his boot and put it up Logan Paul's millennial broccoli ass. Or something like that. I've been thinking about that for a long old time, and I tell you, I don't know what that means. Clearly Logan is stupid because he walked out and was all like, oh, what's your problem, CM Punk? When he does what he always does, and again, I'm not criticising Logan Paul, but we do have to talk about it when it does happen. Once again, I'm pretty sure his promos are written by AI, because he comes out and says, I am smarter than all of you people. Like an insult you would have done from 1982. Now, what really annoyed me, and this annoyed me last week as well, but I thought WWE was going to get out of this, is that he said, when Bronson Reed gave me that tsunami, I realised my life had changed, and I had to join the Vision. So I was like, wait a minute. I thought we were going to get something dumb, like Bronson be like, hey, good day, mate. I was able to pretend to hit you with that tsunami, but not really. I was like, what's wrong with your accent, Bronson? What the flub happened? But no, Logan Paul got hit with a tsunami, didn't sell it at all, didn't even tape his ribs on last week's episode of Raw, and here he is just doing the can-can. Seth Rollins got written off TV for like 400 years because of that. You got to give it a down. He then did talk about Rollins too, and he was like, look what the Vision did to them. I don't want to be a part of that meat grinder. When out came Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Brock Breaker. And Paul may as well have gone, CM Punk, you're a terrible human. You have no friends because you turn on all of them. And I also think you're a bastard and your wife sucks. I was like, well, tell us how you really feel. Now, actually, no, what he did say was the only thing that could make you worse would be if you were called AJ Lee. So does that mean he means the real life AJ Lee? Or is he saying CM Punk will be downgraded as a human if he changed his name to AJ Lee? Because if he means the latter, well, that ain't that big of an insult. So it just goes to show that sentence structure is important, and Punk was like, if AJ was here, she'd leave you all lying in piss and blood. Well, I don't believe that to be true, all things considered, but he was ready to fight when out came Jey Uso and out came Cody Rhodes, and we had a big old schmoz. It's almost like we're preparing for Games of War. But that made me happy too, because I also predicted that, although actually on my prediction league, I'm like 2 right and about 47 wrong. And Logan Paul even saved Paul Heyman at one point, but we made it very clear that the battle lines have been drawn. And as for now, and probably through Survivor Series, Logan Paul is part of the Vision. Everybody made sure to sing Cody Rhodes' song as well, because we have to do that. So this was totally fine. It was a bit like WWE had gone, oh my gosh, War Games in a few weeks, and we better start leaning in that direction. And we kind of did just throw Cody Rhodes into this, but at the same time, he is a super duper mega star. And it was very easy to watch. You give CM Punk a microphone, it's never going to be bad. Giving it up. But they got another title match as well, because the Women's Championship was on the line. And it was Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez, because Roxanne Perez had won a tag team match last week. Wrestling. Roxy and Nikki Bella were ringside too, although they didn't really get involved until the end, and Nikki Bella then grabbed Perez and threw it into Barry Barricade. But otherwise, we went back to what we have been doing, and I'm a big fan of this. Stephanie Vaquer tried to no mercy Raquel Rodriguez, but she wasn't able to do it because Raquel is too jacked. Also, after the last few months, I think Raquel, I wear sunglasses now because my bad guy Rodriguez has really come into her own. So obviously it's not going to happen anytime soon, but maybe sort of middle of next year, we should probably give her a push and make her the champ. There was this really cool reversal when Stephanie went for the Meteora, but Raquel turned it into a bomb of power. That's when Nikki Bella and Roxanne Perez started fighting. But basically, Vaquer used her med pack, she used her MP, she hit the Devil's Kiss, and because she wasn't able to lift Raquel, she hit her corkscrew moonsault instead to get the 1, 2, 3. And I like that as well. It's nice and smart. It's like, well, I'm not powerful to lift you, my stats aren't good enough. When it comes to agility, I've got you cooked. Now, this is no surprise either, because WWE was never going to do the title change here. At this point, I was like, well, I'll just wait for Nikki Bella to turn heel. But actually, Nikki has no patience, because after she had done away with Roxanne Perez, she got in the ring, she took the title, and she just smacked Stephanie Vaquer right in the head, and she stood there instantly like, ta-da, I did it. She also made me laugh out loud, so Nikki Bella wins the evening, because as she was leaving, she took off her red Fearless top to reveal a black Fearless top. She may as well have gone, ha ha, I'm a heel now, I'm a villain, and there's no stopping me. But Nikki Bella's been more than fine over the last few weeks, but instantly when she did this turn, I was like, this is it, man. There's something to it. It just came across really well. I am going to give it an up. Match was good. And listen, now the Survivor Series match can be this, and it probably gives Stephanie Vaquer a proper feud too. No notes, liked it. Then come backstage, and Adam Pearce was Britney Spears because he was doing it again, because CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes are there being like, oh, look, we do have a team. And Adam Pearce, who is meant to be an official, whatever that means, are like, oh, are you saying what I think you're saying? Like we were kids on a playground when William Regal walked in and went, War Games. Now, for us nerds, this is brilliant. If you started watching wrestling a week ago, you would watch this whole thing. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening. And who the hell is that guy? It was so damn good, though, for those reasons. And again, I did some investigating. LA Knight was nowhere to be found. Ruh-roh. John Cena at Tournament Round 2 after this, and it was Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And this is another one. Maybe they have crossed paths at some point, but it would have been well before Sheamus became a New Japan wrestler. They just kicked each other's ass. This didn't really feel like a Raw match, and I enjoyed it greatly. Nakamura took loads of this too, like he was reversing all of Sheamus's moves, and at one point even took the Avalanche White Noise and hit a Bomb of Power instead. But then, yeah, they both kind of need each other in the face. When Nakamura missed the Kinshasa, he got whammed with the bro kick instead. And look, Sheamus really sold this because he went a good 10 minutes and he acted like his HP was done. He just collapsed on Shinsuke, he got the 1, 2, 3. He is going to the next round and they hugged afterwards. And listen, given that Sheamus and Rusev both won on this night, that probably will be the next round. I mean, we don't know because WWE will not give us brackets, but I am going to give it an up. You should probably go and watch this. It's two just, I don't know, awesome wrestlers in the twilight years who continue to deliver when they do get the chance. I enjoyed it a lot. I do have it down though because more matches then did get announced. And Adam Pearce with the tumbler, and he went, it's Javon Evans versus Gunther. I was like, what? That's how he revealed the return of Gunther. I just thought we could have had way more fun with this, and instead the announcement came and went like you were brushing your teeth. It's getting it down. We also learned that Solo Sikoa is going to have a match against a mystery opponent, because Adam Pearce did the same thing Nick Aldis did on SmackDown. He was like, I won't talk about this. So look, whoever is taking on LA Knight on SmackDown is going to be Matt Cardona or Joe Hendry, I would guess, and then whoever it's not will take on Solo Sikoa. At least that's what I would do. And no, it's not going to be Edge. It can't be Edge, nor should it be Edge. We've talked about it before. That led us right into our main event too, when yet more championships on the line. This was a really good Raw, and it was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending their tag team titles against the Kabuki Warriors. So I sat down, I said to myself, I bet this is going to be really good. And it was really damn good, and man, the fans got into it. Once again, Asuka was so damn good in this match as well, and even though she only came back a few months ago and missed half of the year, I think I'll probably put her in my top 10 best rest of the year list too, because once again, she just delivers every time, and the Kabuki Warriors here were just so horrible. They beat the absolute crap out of Alexa Bliss when Charlotte Flair got the hot tag and she was flying around all over the place. And we really do have to give props to Charlotte in 2025, because ever since WrestleMania, she's kind of balanced out a bit and she's got herself back on track. If you did want to move her back into the singles division eventually, well, I think we're good to go. Now, there is no rush because I'm enjoying this tag team stuff, and at one point, Flair and Alexa went for their double natural selections. And Asuka was stood right there like, well, I'm obviously not going to let you do that. So she made sure she cut it off. And then right after this, Charlotte was using the walls of Jericho. And I have numerous things to say. One, I don't think that was an accident, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. A bit like when Shinsuke Nakamura started to do GTSs before Punk came back. But also, this annoyed me. You did the Walls of Jericho version of the Boston Crab when we were in Boston. You should have done the Boston Crab, so then I can say it's the Boston Crab, but at least we're in Boston. And now I'm doing movements like a crab. Charlotte soon transitioned into the figure eight, though, which is when Kai was about to come off the top with the insane elbow. But that's when Alexa Bliss came from nowhere, and she grabbed her and gave her the Sister Abigail DDT. So essentially everybody was down. And I think this confused the referee, because then we learned the real reason why Nia Jax and Lash Legend have become a team. They turned up, they were super into distraction, confusion, and interference. They stopped this submission behind the referee's back, put her one on the dick board. I do have to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. They also made sure to throw Alexa Bliss into Alan the announce table, which left Charlotte Flair all alone. So Asuka whomped her one as they hit their double insane elbow. And yet the Kabuki Warriors got the 1, 2, 3. They are the brand new tag team champions. I want to make it very clear. This was excellent, and I was so damn happy. But this is what I was talking about on SmackDown. We don't need two feuds going on just so the other team can turn up and go, we're going to get involved, especially with Asuka and Kairi saying they are enough. They could have beaten Charlotte and Alexa just by having a good wrestling match. It just felt like something we didn't need to do. And then sure, Nia Jax and Lash Legend can be the next team. It just felt like a get out of jail free card because, I don't know, for some reason teams or anybody in WWE can't lose cleanly. I am going to give it a down. I understand this is very personal to me, but I just didn't think it was needed, although the aftermath was awesome. I'm also giving it up to the match because that was good too. So the bad guys started to beat up on the good guys because they love doing that, and you knew somebody was going to make the save. And this was a terrible plan. I want to make it very clear. But firstly, Io Sky did make her big return, and this place went crazy, and that was super duper good. And look, she was awesome for a good 20 seconds, took out loads of people when Lash Legend punched her so hard in the face, and only then did Rhea Ripley make her return too. And listen, I popped my socks off as well. It was really good. But my nerd side was like, wait a minute. If you two were both backstage, why didn't you just come out together? Now, you don't want to do that because that's not what wrestling's all about. You want the music with the big reaction, which we did have. And Rhea Ripley's gone back in time because once again, she has the face mask on. But all of a sudden, the baby faces put their power rings together. They whipped all the heels' asses. And because we can't wheel out Regal for a second time, it was Rhea that took the mic and she went, War Games. And everybody went crazy. Because apparently, if you want a War Games match, you don't talk in full sentences, you just say War Games. It's like pointing at the WrestleMania sign, you just have to do it. So it's a lot like a Disney film, but I do have to say the end to this Raw was essentially like WrestleMania 40, and the pops just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and some people still like to pretend that Rhea Ripley isn't a super duper whooper star. But also when Rhea said that too, Io Sky was doing her dance, I am giving this an up. It was just the adrenaline-filled finish to what was a very good show, and I'm giving Raw an up as well. And if you weren't pumped for Survivor Series and War Games, or John Cena's last match, which would make you a bit weird, Surely this turned the tide. This actually could have been the go-home show for the pay-per-view, and it would have made all the sense in the world. Very, very good. Now, of course, please do leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought about last night's episode of Raw. Maybe you didn't like it. I'd love to hear from you. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. My thoughts on that SmackDown episode are up there as well. Didn't like it. There's a small spoiler. Otherwise, my friends, I hope you have a terrific week. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon.